Hey, great day to each and every one of you. Just so excited that you decided to be a part of this moment of encouragement. We have been wrestling for the last couple of weeks with John's Gospel, the 5th chapter, I believe verses 1 through 15. And it is the healing of the man at the pool of Bethesda. Let me just, if I can, go back for a moment to bring us up to speed. And by the way, what I want to talk a little bit today, or if I could use a thought for the day, I would suggest this thought to you. Take ownership. Take ownership, or take responsibility for your own actions or your own behavior. You have probably all of your life heard that, especially growing up as a child, someone saying to you, whether it was your mother, whether it was your father, grandparent, aunt, uncle, school teacher, coach, someone told you the value and or importance of taking ownership or taking responsibility for your own actions. We probably didn't want to hear it. And even now, as we think back or look back, we're probably grateful that someone reminded us or shared with us that we should learn to take responsibility or ownership of our own action. Responsibility, be responsible. So when I look at this text, we see this man at the pool of Bethesda who has been there for 38 years, dealing with this inability to walk. As a matter of fact, Jesus appears to pick him out as it relates to all of the others who were there, because word on the street was that there was an angel that troubled the waters at a certain time of the year, a certain season, and whoever went in to the pool first after the water was troubled would be healed. And so Jesus finds this man. He approaches the man and he asked him a very simple question. He says, do you want to get well? Do you want to be better? Very simple question. You would think that someone would just say, yes, that's what I want. That's why I'm here. But that's not the response we get from the man. The man basically says to Jesus, I don't have anybody to put me into the pool. I don't have anybody to do that. Jesus then turns around and gives the man a directive after the question. And he says, get up and pick up your mat and walk. The Bible says that instantly, the man, he got up, he picked up his mat and he began to walk. Then all of a sudden, Jesus kind of falls off the scene momentarily. But then Jesus comes back around the 14th verse. As a matter of fact, the text says that Jesus was looking for the man. He was looking for the man. Ran into the man and said to the man over in that 14th verse that you must stop sinning. Stop sinning, or else something worse might happen to you. Which then suggests to us that the man was in the shape or the condition that he was in because of himself, something that he may have done. This man wasn't like the man who was suffering from that physical ailment over in the 3rd chapter of Acts, who had been lame all of his life. Now, this man hadn't been lame all of his life, but he had been in his condition, not being mobile or able to walk for 38 years. Prior to the 38 years, the man was mobile. He was able to walk. He was able to get around, but somehow something happened. And that 14th verse again suggests to us that it was something that he did that caused him to be in the condition that he was in. So Jesus has to find him and tell him to stop sinning, or something else would happen to him. Something worse might happen to him. And so today, I just want to deal with that verse 14 where Jesus tells him to stop whatever it is he is doing, or his situation will end up being worse off than it was prior to him being healed. So let me just say to you, let me work with that verse with you for a second and just say to us that we have to take ownership and responsibility for our own actions. Really, that's what Jesus was asking this man who was healed at the pool of Bethesda. Jesus was really telling him that it's time for you to take ownership and be responsible and stop doing whatever it is that you're doing so that your life will not end up worse off. I'm talking to somebody here today and I'm telling you that maybe, just maybe, you're in the condition that you're in right now. Just maybe you're in the shape that you're in right now. Not because of something someone else did, but maybe it's because of something you did. Maybe your financial crisis has absolutely nothing to do with what somebody else did, but maybe it was because of overspending, not being disciplined enough to save your financial resources to buy what you need instead of maximizing a credit card or two, getting yourself in debt, and putting yourself in a bad financial situation. Maybe you need to take ownership and say, I'm not going to utilize any credit cards. I'm going to take responsibility for my own actions. If I don't have the cash money to buy it, I will not buy it because I do not want to get myself in a financial crisis. Maybe it's on us and not on somebody else. So whatever it is that may be causing the disappointment or the trouble or the challenge in your life is you. And all you have to do, watch this, is Jesus tells the man in the text, just stop. Just stop. Just stop. It's not enough to hear Jesus say, get up, and you get up and get well and you're moving forward. But to know that if you're not careful, you can end back up in the same position and even worse off than you were. So my word for you today is stop. Take ownership. Move in a positive and a progressive way so that you can experience the real benefit of God's healing power and not take what God has placed in your care, the benefit of healing and deliverance, and then turn around and do what caused you to be in that bad way in the first place and go back where you came from. No, we're not going to do that. No, here it is. We're going to stop because we don't want our condition to get any worse. We want to get better. We want to be better by God's grace. And so here it is once again. I need you to take ownership. I want you to be responsible. I want you to stop whatever it is that's separating you from God, that's causing you to stumble and to fall in the mess, the madness, and the drama of life so that you can experience the awesomeness that God has for you today. Hey, I have so much more I can share with you as it relates to that, but I'm going to stop and park it right here and say to you, God bless you. I pray this word has richly blessed you today, and I pray that it will cause a life-changing experience for each and every one of you. God bless you, and I look forward to sharing with you again on next week.